Today's rant is brought to you by the letter G. As in, gee golly, when are we going to learn? As in, gee whiz, when are we going to get the act together? How many years have we been on this planet, people? I gotta ask you. Gee, we just don't get it. Gee, don't you know we gotta get along? Gee, don't you know that God placed us on the planet for a reason? Instead of arguing and quibbling and fighting and bickering and dividing and conquering, being conquered, don't you know that's how they rule us? They keep us apart by putting our differences on the table. Yes, we're different. Yes, we have different viewpoints. But when are we going to learn to get our acts together? In chapter of the book of Acts, we read how the disciples gathered in the upper room. 100 and some of them got together in one mind and one accord. And yet today, we can't get ourselves together because we got our differences. Time to put aside our differences and get down to the brass tacks of being what it's supposed to be. It's north versus south. Now it's east versus west. It's black versus white, or Chinese against this guy, or some other type of race and ethnic barrier, or maybe it's a church thing. I can't talk to you because I'm Pentecostal, or you're Baptist, or you're Mennonite, or whatever label you want to put on yourself. Why don't you put yourself in a can and call yourself tomato soup? My goodness! Gee! All this stuff, and yet we claim to be the followers of Yeshua? Really? I would like to quote from our dear Master who said, Father, I pray that they will become one even as you and I are one. Instead of being one in mind, one in body, one in spirit, we allow divisiveness and political savvy to split us up into smaller cells so that Big Brother can control us. 7.5 billion people and growing on this planet, out of which maybe 1,000 people are placed over ruling, and we allow them to manipulate us and kill us and slaughter us. Wake up! We're talking about division instead of multiplication. Don't you see what's happening? They said one above another, one against another. Enough. Gee. Today's rant is about dividing, not uniting. We are to be together in one place in one accord. We're to be solid in what we believe. But ever since the spirit of Gnosticism has been let loose in this planet, it's been the following of the Antichrist. We keep watching for the Antichrist, wondering where the Antichrist is, when Jesus himself, Yeshua himself, said the spirit of the Antichrist is now here amongst us. That was when he was on this planet. Satan is a roaring lion. How does a lion get its prey? Or lion get its prey? It splits the weak one away from the herd. Have you heard the word? And the word was made flesh and dwelt amongst us. Enough. Gee. Homie, we gotta get ourselves together. The Master is returning. Don't you see the writing on the wall? The cry of this world is again, Mene, mene, teke, seraphim. You are weighed and found wanting. Look at the world. The prosperity message, the big cathedrals, the multi-million Cadillacs, and the big mansion. They said, look, we are increased with goods. We are rich beyond all measure. What does the Revelation say about that? Yeshua says, I see you the way you are. You're poor, you're blind, you're naked. Instead of being served hash browns, we're getting mashed potatoes. Instead of having steak, we're having blended child stuff. You know, the liver and the baby can. Instead of drinking wine, we're still on the nanny bottle. Instead of being a man and stepping up and saying, Abba, Father, we're saying goo goo gaga. Time is coming to an end. Watch and pray therefore, lest you be overcome. Take a look, they're overrunning us. They're virtually conquered all of France and Germany, and they're pushing into Great Britain. The lands they could not reach before has been placed in their hands, and all dominion is given to them. All power has been given to them. Rise, soldiers of the Messiah. Prepare yourself. Make your path straight. Time for Yeshua. Time for Gideon. Time for Naphtali. Time for all the tribes to come together in one place and one accord. Time to stop looking at our differences and trying to set ourselves one above another and submit to Yahweh. Submit to Yeshua. Come to the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Stop with this black pride and that pride. Don't you hear it with the gay pride and that pride? We're not a pride of lions. We're to be a mighty roaring lion. Oh, there's safety in numbers, brother. We are lambs counted for the slaughter. Time to get our act together. Till next time, this is Dan Bome saying, wake up and smell the coffee.